So how do employers verify the legitimacy of a religious exemption, and how does somebody who's trying to claim one provide proof of their religious exemption?
Employees seeking exemptions from vaccine mandates based on religious grounds can submit these requests in writing. They're encouraged but not required to seek a letter from a religious leader, a pastor, for example, who can detail and verify and attest that vaccination does indeed conflict with their religious beliefs. That doesn't mean that the employer is required to or will necessarily accept the request. That's a framework. And obviously, articles and pamphlets can also help bolster an employee's case.
Okay. But obviously these religious exemptions are different from any exemption based off of health, etc. So tell us how they compare the disability, medical history exemptions versus these religious exemptions.
Requests for exemptions under the Americans with Disabilities Act, which are medical exemptions, tend to be restricted if a third party, a doctor or medical provider, is involved and can document and explain really clearly what medical condition is of the vaccine. Or if you can document an allergy to a vaccine, for example. Requests for religious exemptions are rare, and employers who stated words in the past may typically accept employees' religious beliefs at face value, sort of accept them as sincerely held. They're more brazen in asking what some may consider probing questions, given the high-stakes nature of the virus and what allowing unvaccinated individuals in the workplace could mean for their colleagues.
I want to provide a specific example to our viewers, Megan, because United Airlines recently denied several employees' requests for religious exemptions. Workers face a September 27th deadline to get their shots. Tell us more about this case, and do you expect more of these types of headlines will follow?
A number of United Airlines employees, and in fact employees across a variety of companies in different industries, these kinds of requests are flooding in fact. But United denied a number of requests for exemption from the company's vaccine mandate on religious grounds. And what they did in the case of those individuals whose requests were approved is they are placing them on unpaid leave until the pandemic meaningfully subsides. So that's the accommodation that they're providing for individuals who sincerely held religious beliefs interfere with time to build, as we know they can take at least a decade, if not more, from the time you decide to build them. And Australia looked around and said, well, if we're thinking about where we're going to be in terms of regional security in 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, was the deal we made with France some years ago to build a bunch of conventional submarines really the way forward for our long-term security? And especially as in just in the last few years, of course, the concerns about the expansionism of China in the region, both strategically and economically, have risen. So Australia took a look at that and said, well, we need to commit now to where we're going to be in 3 or 4 decades. So that means, unfortunately, scrapping the French deal before those subs actually did start getting built, thankfully, and pivoting to the idea of nuclear submarines, which will substantially enhance their capability to protect their security in the region.
The French have described it as a stab in the back. They described it as sort of going against the spirit of the agreement with Australia, which took a long time to negotiate. But they seem to have directed most of their anger at the US, not at the Australians. The Australians will change their minds, but it's the US that is directed, that is attracting most of the anger in France. Now, from the Biden administration's point of view, this is a signal that the US does not really see Europe, France in the case, as a partner, rival partner in the confrontation with China in the Pacific Ocean, in the South China Sea. And that's not a decision Biden has arrived at by himself. Trump felt that way, in some ways Obama felt that way. Basically, Europe and the major European players don't have the same degree of confidence that they used to enjoy in Washington.
Every tool man? Honest question. Do you know what this does to making the most of his gym membership day?
I'm here for moral support. Doing great, Tammy.
The new City Custom Cash Card automatically adjusts to where your spending is trending. Thanks for watching our review.
Shalom. Give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yoshua Bashim Rakakadash. Upon us, the elders and apostle, for the edification of knowledge. To Wadi Yahweh Shem Yoshua, putting the elders in the spirit of elders so we can be edified regarding the truth and knowledge. And call Yahweh Shem Yoshua Bashim Rakakadash and give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yoshua Bashim Rakakadash. That was just 4 articles there, 4 videos relating to the growing fires in California. Exemption relating to certain mandates and requirements, religious exemptions. California fires threatens the sequoia trees, them giant trees in California, and also a U.S.-Australian deal, U.S. and Australian deal relating to nuclear armament, and pretty much France being upset over that. And you have a continuous unrest relating to in France as well. Let me get some scriptures. Go to 2nd Ezra 15:14-19. Woe unto the world and them that dwell in, pretty much for destruction. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's what you see in that civil unrest. For example, there in France, man, the people are going pretty much that civil unrest, man. They literally fight. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor the princes. Their course of the action shall stand in their power. And that's what you see in civil unrest. And they're not regarding the kings and princes, man. Obviously, for France and many other countries that's experiencing that, even in here. And they're not regarding the kings and princes. They're not respecting the kings and princes regarding authority, man. They're taking the action, the course of the action, and the power back in their hands, man. And man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. That's martial law, man. You know, Australia, UK, they have some lockdowns, you know what I mean? And so it's making people antsy, it's making people restless. And that's why you're seeing civil unrest, man. And because of their pride, the city shall be in trouble, man. The cities are in trouble. Houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. State and condition of the cities, what's going on. And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of a lack of bread. For this is great tribulation. So these scriptures here, you're going to be bringing a lot of these scriptures out, because that's the times we're in. 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16. The 2nd Ezra 15:27. Now are the plagues come upon the whole earth. The plagues, man. 2nd Ezra 8:50. For many great misery shall be coming in the latter times, because what? A great pride. You know what I mean? So these part of this miseries relates to these plagues, these pestilence, these famines, and different types of things that the Lord is allowing to visit upon earth, man. For now our plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For Yahweh, the Lord, shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. So many people are going to experience these plagues, man. Ultimately, because what? Pride. That pride relates to their sin, and the increasing of iniquities. That's wickedness, iniquities, and transgression and sin that's coming upon earth. That's why these things are happening, man. That's why you're seeing these unrest. Matthew 10:34. Think not that I come to send peace, but a sword, man. So the Lord is sending judgment upon this earth, man. That's why you're seeing civil unrest in everywhere. That's why you're seeing tensions between nations, kingdom against kingdoms, nations against nations, man. Matthew 24, Luke 21, Mark 13. That's why you're seeing that, man. Rumors of wars, man. Countries building up their armament, making deals with other countries. Some countries are not liking, for example, France. Not particularly happy U.S. making a deal with Australia to help their armament, man, because they feel they'll be left out of the equation, man. There's a scripture talking about we now become as weak as thee, man. Let me see. Basically, we're no longer weak, man, but we coming strong, man. So these nations are building up. Shalakia. They becoming stronger, man. So these nations are building up because all of them potentially have nuclear capability. They becoming nuclear capable, man. So they no longer saying we are weak, man. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For Yahweh shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Let's go to, let me see. I'll go to 2nd Ezra 8:50 since I quoted it. For many great misery shall be done to them in the latter time. We in the latter time, man. In the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride, specifically the ones in power, man. They have walked in great pride, and the excessive exceeding of wickedness that's been growing. So the Lord is allowed, like I was saying, is allowing these miseries, these plagues, and these pestilence to come upon the people, man, because of what? Of great pride, man. Second at Proverbs 16 and pride before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall, man. Pride cometh destruction. Let me say, Shalakia. Pride. I'll just get it. I was trying to remember it. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall, man. So that pride, man, that Lord hates pride, man. It's Proverbs 16 and 18. So that's the times we're in, man. You know, seeing a lot of unrest. Certain things are being mandatory, but pre-mandatory or mandatory, relating to certain requirements. And people are, for example, the exemptions for like religious exemptions, medical exemptions. So because they don't want to do certain requirements, in a matter of speaking. So you seeing the division being set forth, man. Let me go to one more, Isaiah 19 and 19. Isaiah 19 and 2, Shalakia. This is something, you know, quick. The burden of Egypt, behold, Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, which is a chariot, and shall come into Egypt, and idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. The modern day Egypt will be here, Babylon. And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, which is citizen versus citizen, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to wizards. That's related to idolatry and witchcraft. Council relates to destroy the council up thereof, man. Ones of high stature, ones are hidden to pretty much do of these things, man. Ones in power, man, pretty much, and ones who are doing the ways of that wine, the wine of Egypt, man, relating to the philosophies, ideologies, and different things of Babylon, man. And the Egyptian I will give over to the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, the Lord of hosts. And that's what's happened. We have a fierce king, for the power has been given to the hands of the wicked, man. They cover the face of the judge. If he is not, then who is he, man? So the earth has been given to the hands of the wicked. Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, people mourn, man. So we mourning because the earth is mourning because we have a fierce and a cruel Lord in position of power, man. Because the earth has been given into the hands of him, man. And And that's why everything's out of course, out of order. You know what I mean? As the scripture says, 1 Corinthians 14:40, let everything be done decently in order. Everything's out of order, and everything's not done decently, man. So everything's out of order, out of sync, because you have one that's empowered, man. One that's empowered that do pretty much things unrighteously, man. Let me go to one more. Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. That's the ones in power, writing these laws that are unrighteous, and they'll benefit pretty much majority of categories of the people, man. They are grievous to them. They turn upside down the needy from judgment, and take away the right from the poor of my people. The rights and the widows may be their prayer, and that they may rob the fatherless, man. So all these things, man, go against the poor, man. They're grievous to the poor, man. They take away the poor, they take advantage, man. They leave them in a very destitute state, man. These things are relating to the laws and different statutes that don't benefit majority of the people, man. They're grievous as they prescribe, man. The law, statute, decrees, mandates. One more. I'm gonna get one more. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. So a wise judge, a prudent man, one who's wise, their system will be well ordered, man. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of a man the ruler of the city is. Such are all that dwell therein. So a righteous man is going to be established in well order. And the manner of his people are going to follow in that way as well. But an unwise king destroyeth the people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited, man. So unwise king destroys his people, man. Relating to Proverbs 29:2. When the wicked beareth rule, people mourn. So that unwise king ultimately is going to destroy his people, is going to destroy the vibration relating to the establishment of order as far as that kingdom and rulership, man. So only as strong as the kingdom is only as strong as the ones in power, man. I read 4. The power of the earth is in the hands of the Lord. In due time he will set over it one that is profitable, and that's his son, man. Ultimately, that's his son. Now this is something short, you know what I mean, related to those 4 videos. I hope it helps. This brother Zayab. I'm going to give all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Rakakadash. The water for listening. Shalom, thanks.